Thank you for joining the CBN4 Primetime Sports Report for today, Friday. My name is Alian Christopher. Let's take a look at the major headlines for tonight. The Goodwill Secondary School gets blown away by the ITSS spin attack. And Australia's captain will not feature in the first game of the ICC World Cup. We'll have more on these stories right after the break.
Our experience with retread tires shows an identical performance to a new tire. There's no reason not to use a retread tire. They cost significantly less. There are no problems that we can note with retread tires. It's a seamless transition whether it's a new tire or a retread tire. It's difficult to tell what's a retread and what's a brand new tire.
The cost of a retread tire is about half the cost of a new tire. The performance is the same. We use them on all of our heavy equipment from dump trucks to water trucks, and we're very satisfied with them.
Retreads, going further or less.
Welcome back to the evening Primetime Sports. ACS Tarish United won their third match for the season as action continued in the DFA Division 1 League last night. In what should have been the second match of a doubleheader at the Buffy State playing field, ACS Tarish United defeated the Trafalgar Football Club 4-0. Quan Green, Chris Weeks, Jomaya Timothy and Michael Abraham scored for Tarish Pit. Earlier, Barford Ambassadors failed to show up for their match against Gully Dream Team, while at the Dublin playing field, Itasi United and East Central played to a 2-2 draw. Kwame Carbon scored both goals for Itasi, with Stanton Seraphin and Richard Newton scoring for East Central. Meanwhile, the Dominica Football Association has suspended all matches this weekend due to the carnival activities. The Goodwill Secondary School will have to work on their batting against spin as they were totally destroyed by the ITSS spin attack. Goodwill Secondary School won the toss and elected to bat first. When they took to the crease, they were reduced to 37 all out by the exploits of Lee Louisi, who had 5 wickets for 9 runs in 5.4 overs, and Ajay Roye, who had 4 for 16 in 3 overs. In ITSS turn at the crease, they took a first innings lead of 42 runs after amassing a total of 69 runs. J. Adrian's 26 was the only form of resistance for ITSS. Doing the damage for Goodwill Secondary was Gabriel Frederick with 3 for 11 in 4 overs. Jovan Raphael took 2 for 8 in 3.2 overs, and Dion Detouche with 5 overs, 2 maidens, 9 runs and 2 wickets. The Goodwill Secondary School showed some more resolved batting, this time scoring 54, with 29 of those runs coming from the bat of Jovan Raphael. For the ITSS, Ajay Roye had 5 for 29 in 8.5 overs, and Lee Louisi had 4 for 22 in 8. Needing just 23 runs to win from their second innings, the ITSS reached the winning total, losing just 1 wicket. Scores at the end, the Goodwill Secondary School 47 and 54, ITSS 69 and 23 for 1. ITSS winning by 9 wickets. And England boss Mark Sampson says Friday's friendly with the United States of America in Milton Keynes is a chance to put on a show against a side with a huge history in the women's game. After a disappointing 3-0 Wembley defeat to Germany in November, the visit of the Americans is another chance for Sampson to refine his plans ahead of this summer's World Cup in Canada, which begins in June. However, USA midfielder Carly Lloyd says she does not take friendlies lightly and that her team are focused on becoming the world champions for the first time since 1999. And there's more in sports. Please stay with us.
Our experience with retread tires shows an identical performance to a new tire. There's no reason not to use a retread tire. They cost significantly less. There are no problems that we can note with retread tires. It's a seamless transition whether it's a new tire or a retread tire. It's difficult to tell what's a retread and what's a brand new tire.
The cost of a retread tire is about half the cost of a new tire. The performance is the same. We use them on all of our heavy equipment from dump trucks to water trucks, and we're very satisfied with them.
Retreads, going further or less.
Welcome back. Australia captain Michael Clarke will not play against England in their World Cup opener on Saturday. Team coach Darren Lehmann said Clarke would, however, be likely to be fit enough to play in Australia's second game against Bangladesh in Brisbane on the 21st of February. Throughout his career, Clark has been plagued by injuries. He has suffered persistent hamstring trouble and was ruled out of the recent Test series with India to have surgery. Clark made a half-century on Wednesday, captaining Australia for the first time in 2 months as they won their final World Cup warm-up against the United Arab Emirates. Lehmann said Clark had pulled up really well, but would not play in the match in Melbourne on Saturday. And Belgium midfielder Eden Hazard has signed a new 5.5-year deal with the Premier League leaders, Chelsea. The 24-year-old signed for a reported £32 million from Lille in 2012, has scored 13 times in 36 appearances this season. Hazard, who has helped Belgium reach the World Cup quarterfinals last year, has made a total of 147 appearances for the Blues, scoring 43 goals thus far. And the 11th Cricket World Cup is set to start with co-host Australia and New Zealand both playing on the first day. New Zealand's game against Sri Lanka gets the tournament of the one-day matches underway at 2200 hours Greenwich Mean Time on Friday. That is 10 p.m. Australia meets England in front of an expected 100,000 capacity crowd at the Melbourne Cricket Ground at 3:30 Greenwich Mean Time on Saturday. India defend the title they won for the second time on home soil in 2011, with the final in Melbourne on the 29th of March. The 14 teams competing will take part in 49 matches of 50 overs a side across 14 venues, followed by an estimated global audience of more than 1 billion people. The Cricket World Cup has been described as the third biggest sporting event in the world after the Olympic Games and football's World Cup. Participating nations are split into 2 groups of 7, with the top 4 in each group progressing to the quarterfinals. Both matches on the opening day are from Group A, which also includes Bangladesh and qualifiers Scotland and Afghanistan. India are in Group B and open the campaign against bitter rivals Pakistan in Adelaide on Sunday. Fellow Test playing sides South Africa, West Indies and Zimbabwe are joined by Ireland and the United Arab Emirates. Well, that's all for sports this evening. Stay tuned. The weather is next.